It appears that ultra MAGA evangelical Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson of North Carolina enjoyed his adult entertainment. This is according to former employees of a 24-hour video adult film store in Greensboro, named Gents Video and News and I-40 Video and News. Now, before I dive into this, let me just note that there's nothing wrong with watching adult films. Nothing wrong with sex work. Nothing wrong with sex workers. Really, there's no issue here. This is not a shame piece. But what it is that it perhaps it highlights some hypocrisy, just a little bit. Robinson is running on evangelical Christian views and MAGA politics. As a Republican, supports Project 2025, which in it has a pretty, wide ban on pornography. So, yeah. Now, what would be pretty hypocritical for a man who apparently, according to the Daily Beast, according to people who saw him, who used to work at those, would go to watch that kind of video. Okay? So 5 men who worked at or patronized the two 24-hour video adult stores told the North Carolina Assembly that Robinson would frequently drop in after finishing work for the day after he worked at the local Papa John's pizza shop. All right, hey, you know what? No problem. You had a hard day at the pizza shop? Well, you're in for a little bit of a hard night, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Sexual anarchy.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. All right. Again, for me, anybody else, enjoy your life. All right. The problem again comes to this guy not wanting other people to enjoy their lives, especially if you're LGBTQ. So now, Lewis Money, who is a former employee, told the outlet that Robinson would often purchase 2 or more what they called previews, because back in the day, you would go into the actual physical location, you would rent a video, and then you would go to a booth, and then we all know what would happen in that booth, okay? Now, he would go into this private viewing in a booth over the course of a night. He also had bought hundreds of bootleg videos that Money sold on the side. So now, that said, unlike many other stories of anti-LGBTQ Republicans enjoying certain types of adult entertainment, apparently he was not secretly into LGBTQ plus videos. Although there was one exception here. Now, Money told Raleigh station WRAL that Robinson's taste lay in just straight American porn. Okay. But then added, I know he might have problems with gay people, but I don't think he has problems with lesbians, who are also gay people. Just saying. It's an amazing quote right there. Okay. Again, it shows the hypocrisy. Cool with girl on girl, but, not with anything else. Well, that's just considered straight American porn. Okay. Now, Money also said this, quote, he shouldn't be judged. He should be judged on everything else, but he should not be judged for this. Well, again, I'd agree. But again, the hypocrisy, right? Look, Robinson, speaking of things that he should be judged for, Robinson has made some pretty outrageous claims, right? For one, calling the practice of teaching public school students about gender identity and sexual orientation, it's fine. But Robinson's like, no, terrible, don't do that. And besides, the books are borderline CP. What? No, what? Now, that said, Money is being extremely nice here, right? Because he says, look, I don't know if he still watches those videos. People can change in 20 years. Okay, but I would bet no. See, here's the thing. People who are insecure about their own proclivities tend to take that out on other people. Not in every case, obviously, but if you're a Republican politician, that's usually what you do. Because if you feel guilty about enjoying it, chances are you're going to make it so that nobody else can enjoy it. All right? Just saying. Misery loves company. That's one reason conservatives keep trying to ban adult materials. One of the proposals, as I mentioned, for Project 2025 is to outlaw pornography. In it, they say that it's as addictive as any illicit drug and as psychologically destructive as any crime. What? I'm sorry, what? Are there certain people who will get addicted to that material and will it harm their and damage their relationships? Yeah. Can it have a damaging effect on perceptions of, for example, sexuality, your own body, if you're a woman? Yes, it absolutely can. That's why it must be pointed out and stressed that this is fantasy. That's all it is. It is fantasy. That's what pornography is. Okay, it is not reflective of real sex or real relationships. Okay, so just want to be very, very clear about that, right? It's a fantasy, and that's why people like looking at it. That's it, and among doing other things to it. Okay, but that said, why it's in Project 2025 is, number one, conservatives love to just try to do porn bans, try to ban the amount of sex toys that you can have, just weird stuff, right? But it's also a way to attack LGBTQ folks. And let's be honest about that, okay? They reclassify just, non-pornographic videos of LGBTQ people just like enjoying their lives, being with each other, right? Reclassify that as porn so they can ban it. I mean, that's it. So that's what they're doing. Now, of course, Robinson, his campaign categorically denies all of this. Robinson spokesperson Mike Longren told the Assembly in an email that Money's story was, quote, a false and personal attack and complete fiction. He also characterized Money as a, quote, freak show grifter with a long history of criminal charges who used to ask for free pizza. I love that that's added to this, right? Did you know this guy? He used to ask me for free pizza all the time. I didn't know it was a crime to ask. I'm just saying. Now, speaking of crime, does Money have a little bit of criminal history? Yeah, sure. He's got 2 drug-related misdemeanors on his record, and there were other cases that were dismissed. So 2 of those drug cases that are on his record are for selling pot. Okay. Oh no! Oh, how terrible. No, he admitted it. He's like, yeah, I sold marijuana for 20 years on the side. What am I supposed to do? I work at a video store, that kind of video store, you know what I'm saying? And I sell bootleg videos on the side and pot. I don't know, man. Kind of sounds like a fun guy to me. Just saying. Now, he said, I never sold any to Robinson. Again, being super, super fair, right? I mean, just all the quotes here is like being super nice to him and super fair. And he wrote a song. And he's like, hey, the lieutenant governor owes me $25. It's hilarious, right? And by the way, another quote he says is like, yeah, I may have asked for free pizza here and there. So what? Sue me. He then said, and I love this, I think I'm going to write a song called Freak Show Grifter. Who doesn't love this guy? He's got a good sense of humor. Compared to Mr. Robinson, who, I don't know, he's got some issues. Looks like this struck a nerve, okay? His campaign completely denies all of it, calling it, quote, Democrat activist fan fiction. Right. Okay, buddy.
Really?
Look, the stronger the denial, the more likely it is to be true. And the thing is, though, there's nothing wrong with this. If you went and looked at, and like purchased or rented these kinds of videos, there's nothing wrong with that. You didn't do anything illegal. You oh my God, you acted like a normal human being and wanted to, hard day at work, you're going to have a hard time afterwards, and that's okay. Nothing bad, nothing illegal. Is it embarrassing? Well, a little bit, but really, it's more embarrassing if your entire thing is, I am more moral and therefore better than you, and that's why I deserve to lead. Well, then, I guess if you're running on that, well, this whole thing would be a problem. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.